Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. I guess good morning for those of you on the West Coast. It is time to talk about Final Order Cutoff. Seems like a lot of you are still asleep. I see a couple people hopping in now, though. What's up, Wes? Welcome in, Wes of the Future Specs. That's it for right now. It's a slow start to the Sunday, but I just want to talk about, I got a cat with me today, it looks like. Before getting kicked off, there's a lot on FOC today, and from what I've been seeing, that is probably due to some issues with printing and shipping and overall labor. So there's going to be some stuff on FOC this week that was on it last week. Marvel has a huge FOC this week, and it's got stuff for 2 separate weeks. So they're starting to put things on there. They're going to be 4 weeks instead of 3 weeks out. So we'll look at that as we go. But shout out MacB1. I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? And Lord Chuck's in the house. Welcome in, everybody. So we'll look over Lunar. I think so far, no changes there with like the dates and time from here to them coming out. I want to say they're often around 4 weeks anyways, but really impacting what looked like some of Image, some of Marvel. I don't think any of the smaller publishers had anything change, but they also have smaller number of books coming out each week. So let's check out what we've got on Lunar. I'm probably not going to go too in depth with as many books this week because we've got a lot to talk about. But let's kick it off here. We've got Action Comics 1036 with writing by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Sean Lewis, and art by Daniel Sampier and Sammy Basri. Superman and the Authority trapped in the arena of Warlord, featuring Tales of Metropolis backup story. Julian Totino Tedesco doing a cardstock variant as well. What's up, Entropy and Comics in the house? Welcome in. Good to see you. A new one here is Aquaman Green Arrow team up, Deep Target #1 of 7, celebrating the 80th anniversary of Aquaman and Green Arrow together. Brandon Thomas writing, Ronan Cliquette doing the art, and Marco Santucci doing the cover A here. Cardstock In-Hook Lee cover B variant, and a 1/25 Ivan Reis and Joe Prado variant on this one. Yeah, so looking at these, you know, the in-store date 10/26, so that's still the usual distance from FOC to publishing. It seems like it's just affecting more Marvel. Marvel Image is where I noticed it looking in the catalog. So we'll see as we go. I bet some of these will have a November release date. Maybe not. Checkmate is on to issue 5 of 6. Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev. A cover B by Matt Taylor, and we also have a new one. It's a one-shot from Scout Comics called Commander Rao, Fellhound, and Jeremy Simser on the writing and art, and Fellhound doing the cover art here. On the final dawn of an exhausted war, a rogue commander sets out on a warpath to confront a tyrannical baron. Years later, stories are sung of her heroism, but the mystery of her motives remains. There is a unlockable or 10 copy incentive unlockable variant, as always, with Scout. And then we have a second printing of the Dark Knight's Death Metal #1 soundtrack special edition Rise Against. So there's a second print of the special edition that has the single for Rise Against. There's a second print for the second issue with featuring anything, and for #3 as well. So that's a confusing amount of different versions to throw in together, but that's what's going on there with the Dark Knight's death metal. So if you're big into that and you like the soundtrack thing that they did, there it's coming out again. The cost on those is, it says $11.55 is retail. Can't be right. I think my shop had it for like 15 or 20. The original versions. Deathstroke Inc. #2 here. Josh Williamson and Howard Porter on this one. Deathstroke in space, because that seems like right up Deathstroke's alley. We have a Matina cardstock variant with looks like Black Canary there in the background. And Detective Comics is on to 1044. It's got tie-in to Fear State. This is a Dan Mora cover. He's been doing interiors with David Lapham. Mariko Tamaki writing the main story with Stephanie Phillips doing the backup story Arkham Rising. I'm not getting too many of the Fear State tie-ins, is that I'm not reading the main story already myself. But I think in this case, if you're on a Batman reading journey anyways, you might want to just pick up everything related to Fear State, because DC does a little bit better with tie-ins to events than Marvel does. Lee Bermejo doing this cardstock variant, which the mouth really does not look like it goes with everything else on this cover, but I like that view. I think that's pretty cool. Green Lantern trade paperback there. And then Harley Quinn is on to issue #8 here. Stephanie Phillips writing with Riley Rossmo doing the art. Ties into Fear State. There's a Derek Chu cardstock variant with Harley and Ivy on the cover. Ivy is on this cover as well with the Gardener and Catwoman. City's gone a little crazy with Magistrate's forces cracking down as to hope Harley's mission to Alleytown with Catwoman and the Gardener is successful in finding the missing piece of Poison Ivy that could be the very key to saving Gotham. So they're really working to bring Ivy back in a pretty big way here with the whole Fear State event going on through the Batman story, the Harley story, and I think in the Catwoman story as well. So she's coming back. It's going to take a little bit, a couple more issues probably. Tom King and Greg Smallwood doing a new story here, The Human Target, issue #1 of 12. Christopher Chance has made a living out of being a human target, a man hired to disguise himself as his client to invite would-be assassins to attempt his murder. He's had a remarkable career until his last case protecting Lex Luthor when things go sideways. An assassination attempt Chance didn't see coming leaves him vulnerable and left trying to solve his own murder, as he has 12 days to discover just who in the DCU hated Luthor enough to want him dead. Human Target is a hard-boiled, gritty story in the vein of classic detective noirs told by best-selling and critically acclaimed creators Tom King and Greg Smallwood. I mean, who didn't want Lex Luthor dead, I think, is the bigger question here. Of course, showing different heroes like they would be coming to attack. Pretty cool concept for a story. We have a cover B cardstock variant here. It looks like a book variant is what it's kind of going for, a whole whodunit book style. And then Jenny Frison doing a 1 in 25, which, of course, her art is incredible. So that's going to be a good one to pick up if you are wanting to read this story and are a fan of Jenny Frison. Icon and Rocket are on to issue #4 of 6 here. The wanted poster there. We have a Yannick Paquette cover B. We have, I believe this is Ahoy Comics here. Mark Russell and Bryce Ingham doing the writing with Peter Krause on the art. It's a spoof team story about superheroes. So if you're looking for a comedic take on superheroes, this is what this looks like it's going to be aiming to do. to cover B, a 2-copy incentive by Jerry Ordway. They're aiming high for those ratios. Go get 2 copies there. And then we have from Scout Comics Ranger Stranger Fall Edition from Adam Battaglia and Tyler Jensen. Is a gallows comedy set in majestic Hackaneck National Park, a vast Bob Rossian world of woods and waters for the adventurous camper or hiker to enjoy. Unfortunately, everything from the wildflowers to the homicidal deer to the park official wants to murder you. Enjoy your visit. That sounds fun. Sounds like a nice light read. And if you guys haven't read this yet, you really should pick this up and read this. This is the trade paperback for The Recount from Jonathan Hedrick, with art by Gabriel Elias Ibarra Nunez and Joe Bocardo, with a cover by Ibarra Nunez. This is a fantastic story. It's 4 issues collected here in this trade paperback. There's rumors and talk, of course, maybe a little bit more substantiated than rumors about Recount getting optioned. So something coming from that in the future. I'm excited that that's gonna get created into something. We also have Robin issue number 7 with a Simone DeMeo cover here. Josh Williamson writing that one. Francis Manipal cardstock variant right there. And then Ruby Justice League is on to its last issue with America Andolfo cover, story by Marguerite Bennett and art by Megan Hetrick. We have a Simone DeMeo cardstock variant for that one. And then coming in at the end here, we have another Scout book called Thud. It's issue number 1, written and drawn by Brian Peeb Odemar. Bo is a creative in his early 30s living in Oakago. Lately, he's been feeling apathetic, directionless, and tired of the repetitive nature of his life. In the midst of his confusion, the one constant in his life has been a comic book character that he created and has drawn since he was a kid. An accident will change everything he thinks he knows. So that's cover A. Cover B here, that's a 1 in 10 unlockable. Jose Garibaldi. And then Truth and Justice trade paperback. There is a random book, Ahoy, that has FOC on 10/7. Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Death, number 2 of 6. But everything else on the 3rd. I don't know why that one's in the middle of the week versus everything else. Entropy in Comics is looking forward to Thud. It does look pretty interesting. I'm gonna wait for it to pop up in my Scout Comics box. I'm probably mostly sticking with getting my books through that, except the ones I already have on pool, like By the Horns, and that's probably the main one that's going to be continuing. Impossible Jones. I got a couple on pool, but and I can show you already. This comes out next week, but there it is from my pool list, or from my Scout Comics box, and Redshift also. What's up, Sith? Lordly is in the house. Did Sith ever go to bed? That is the question, Wes. I don't know how late you guys were up. I didn't see the end time. But yeah, let's move over to the previews catalog here and talk about what we got going on here. Like I said earlier, we're going to see some things we've seen before and some things that doesn't make sense why we're seeing this early, and that is due to paper shortages. That is due to labor shortages. A lot of different things is what it's sounding like is coming across, and they're going to try to make FOC date might not be 3 weeks out. It might be 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So let's kick off image here. This is Adventure Man number 6, Matt Fraction, Terry Dotson, and Rachel Dotson on this story. I feel like it's been a while since one of these has been in the catalog. So number 6, Fairy Tale of New York. Next up, Chew is on to issue number 9 here. Of course, this is the follow-up to Chew, spelled Chew, following his sister. What's up, promiscuous time traveler? Doing the time travel thing, talking to us in the future, but watching from behind. What's going on? You'll see this in about 12 minutes. Let's see what else we got going on. Crossovers on to issue number 9. Again, they're messing up and saying that Chip Zdarsky's writing. They only had that happen on issue 7. So Donny Cates wrote issue 8. We'll be writing issue number 9. This is part 2. The hunt is on. Ellie and Ryan continue their deadly ride along with 2 of comics' finest at the brutal comic superstar slayings continue. What beloved comic book creator will die next? Is it me? Could be. It's a bloodbath over here. This is kind of interesting. I'm issue 8 didn't wow me like some of the other issues had. So we'll see how much longer I stay on that, but I am still enjoying the concept. What's up, Comic Ozzy in the house? What's going on, my friend? We have a Dan Panosian cover that's pretty awesome. I like that. I like the cover here with Ellie. And then Die getting its 4th trade paperback. This is the end of Die here, getting 16 through 20. So if you've been waiting on the trades to read Die, all of them will be out as of November 3rd. Like I said, so this is a November 3rd release date. Crossover is October 27th. So we're seeing a mix of those 2 weeks on here. We also have Friday is a trade paperback that is collecting a digital story from Ed Brubaker, Munza Vincente, and Marcos Martin. So this one had not been printed before, and it's collecting issue 1 through 3 on it. So Ed Brubaker fans, there you go. Frontiersman is on to issue number 2. And yeah, Wes, I'm like 1 issue away from dropping it. I actually really enjoyed the Chip Zdarsky issue, and I was enjoying where the first arc went. Coming back, it was not great. Whenever you hear Die, you hear it. I don't remember saying Die too many times. But yeah, crossover. Yeah, I want it to be more than it is, and I think that's what keeps me on it. But giving it 1 more issue. Frontiersman on to issue number 2. I didn't read issue number 1, but I heard some pretty cool things about issue 1 and what's gonna happen in issue 2. So I'm probably going to pick up issue 1 and 2 and read those when issue 2 comes out. Good Asian is on to issue number 6 of 10 here. I think this starts up the 2nd volume of this story here. And Homesick Pilots is getting a trade paperback for volume 2. Right there. Lots of Invincible merch. Different shirts and hoodies. And then Philadelphia all the way on to issue number 18, part 6 of Home is Where the Hatred Is. Let's see. It also includes the next chapter of Elysium Gardens, the terrifying werewolf tie-in comic with art by fan favorite Christopher Mitten. There is a cover B here by Simon Bisley. Look at that craziness. That is certainly Simon Bisley art style. We've what is going on? Brett Hess art. Yeah, crossover's been a letdown. Yeah, Frontiersman. I really need to go pick up and check out, because it didn't sound like it was for me, and then the things that I've heard about it, I definitely want to get in there and check out. Yeah, I've heard such good things. I need to trade read Philadelphia because I did not get onto it. I think I wasn't super into the interior art when I looked at issue number 1, which I have issue number 1. But I heard really good things about the story, and they're building a full on crazy supernatural world here. We've got the Nightmare blog coming up soon, and then it sounds like there's a werewolf tie-in thing too. So lots going on there. The Bisley cover, absolutely, that's awesome. Magic Order from Mark Millar and Stuart Immonen is on to a second part, Magic Order 2, issue number 1 now. I have picked up, I think it was just 6 issues. I found them somewhat recently. I haven't gotten to read them yet, so I need to read them before probably like tomorrow when FOC is, to decide if I want to pick this up. But there's a cover a black and white cover. There's a Tocini cover. I don't know, not familiar with that artist as much. And an Oscar Yildirim cover here, which is pretty sick. I like the kind of all the little things we've got going on here. Horror movie references on the cover there. That's pretty awesome. I'm digging that. And there's a blank cover there. And then Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika is on to issue 4 of 12. Lots of covers as always. A B by Tateo, a Kale New cover, which I just love Kale New's art. So that's probably what I'll pick up for that. And then Penecchiolo cover D. And then, of course, a Not Safe for Work cover by Mirka herself. I really think I am. That was one of those ones that I have not been able to get to yet because I have a lot of things I'm trying to read. Mother of Madness ends here with issue number 3 of 3 from Amelia Clark, Marguerite Bennett, and Layla Lace. Joe Ratcliffe on the main cover there. There is a Lennox cover here and a Yarsky cover there. This one is October 27th. Keep forgetting to look at that because they're going to come at different times. Oblivion Song from Kirkman and Leone with Lorenzo De Felici cover here. Number 34, part of their Skybound line. An Outcast from Kirkman getting a compendium trade paperback here. So that's going to collect 1 through 48, $64.99 price tag. So it's about the size that was 54 issues for Saga, which was about $60. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. My shop's issue cover A's for Frontiersman got damaged by so actually not Diamond this time, but UPS dropped a whole box right on its corner. Just like looks like they slammed it down on the ground, or it fell off a stack or something. So they didn't have them. I wanted to pick up cover A. Sweet Paprika is a light, social, sarcastic read. Yeah, it's a fun light read. Absolutely. Really am enjoying it. I wasn't really thinking I was going to, but I am. Hey, Caroline's in the house. What is going on, Caroline? So this is one of the ones that was on last week, I believe, because it was in my thumbnail for last week. Primordial issue number 2, Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Loving this. The one thing I think cover A and B were on last week. Cover C was not on there. So Yuko Shimizu, this is a new cover there. I really dig that, what's going on there with the dog. In shops October 27th. It says that on all of them. So don't know what happened. Maybe they weren't able to get this last cover on. so they pushed everything to a second FOC. But if you missed it, there's your chance to get back on it. What's up, Jason? What is going on? Hope you're having a good Sunday here. Radiant Black issue number 9. I'm just really loving this series. Kyle Higgins, Marcelo Costa doing a great job with this. This is going to be an interesting cover to see how bad the color rub is on it. But there's been some crazy stuff going on with this, and I can't wait to see what new twists that Kyle throws into this. Pretty cool cover B by Danilo Beyruth. Rat Queens Deluxe Hardcover, Volume 3. Spawn 323, I believe, was also on last week, because I remember talking about this cover here. By Bjorn Berens. And here it is again. So October 27th still, it says, for release date. So again, like I said, seems like some issue with production, paper, lots of different things that's causing that kind of thing to happen. What's up, Joe? What's going on? Space Bastards coming up a little bit later when we get down to that, but that's Joe from Space Bastards right there. Lots of great books on FOC. It's crazy time right now with FOC, and a lot of production issues leading to more books on FOC this week than I think I've ever seen on FOC, especially when we get to Marvel. Radiant Black's pleasant surprise. Yeah. I always am like, do I want to read this now or do I want to read it later? And then I read it and I'm very happy that I read it. I think that I'm a few issues behind. Probably auto-corrected something weird. Yeah, I'm a few issues. It's a lot of fun. Comics are great. What's going on? How are you doing? So for Marvel, and this is going to affect IDW when they make the full switch, but FOC, if your shop orders through previews, FOC is on Sunday for Marvel. So it's going to be the same date as the Lunar FOC. If your shop orders through Penguin, Monday will be the FOC date. So that's the big difference there. As far as FOC ordering goes, I'm hearing some differing things about quality coming from Penguin and things like that too. So who knows what's going to happen there. What's up, Lewis? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah. Got some Space Bastards love in here. Just want to also say shout out to Joe for this awesome original version of Space Bastards sitting on my wall now, because that just absolutely love the series and what they're doing. Let's see. That brand is actually 2 of almost the same cover for King Spawn 3 and Spawn. Oh, thank you for that, because I thought we were looking at the same exact thing as before. You're right. There's no ice cream. Okay. Cool. All right. So it's not too many things popping up multiple times here on FOC with Image. Just Primordial then, I think. But let's get to this, because I've been missing this series. Two Moons is back. Cudi Giangiano doing this one. Cover, or also art with Giovanni Nero. Starting the new arc here. After years apart, Francis Shaw, now a medical doctor, and Virgil Two Moons, now a Pawnee shaman, once again drawn to each other on the eve of an impending crisis. I'm excited to see this one return. I really enjoyed the first story arc. And those two characters, I knew there was something that was going to bring them back, and we got it. Let's see what else. Yeah, I saw something on Instagram today about some quality issues coming from Penguin, but we do know this is the start of Penguin's, shipping of individual issues. They're used to shipping trades. So maybe they will take feedback and learn. I'm hoping. Hoping what's happening. Oh, that's not cool. I know. So something that I hope that they would pick up from maybe Lunar would be bagging and boarding the ratios, but it doesn't sound like that yet. Something tells me Marvel's transition from Diamond to Penguin is going to be a bumpy one. Yeah, and I know a lot of shops are not switching over yet because they want to see what happens before they make that switch. So who knows? Dave collects. What's going on? Happy Sunday. Lunar started putting them in their own folders too. Wow. See, that's how you do it. Lunar is definitely making the strides to try to make it easier for the shops. Two Moons also has a cover B by Ryan Sook. But here's the big new one coming from Image this week. What's the Furthest Place from Here? Issue number 1 from Matthew Rosenberg with art by Tyler Boss is a triple-sized first issue, and it's only $1 more. So we've got post-apocalyptic coming-of-age story from 4 kids walk into a bank's Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg. The world has ended. All that remains are gangs of children living among the ruins. But Sid believes there must be something more out there. When she disappears into the wastelands, her gang will risk everything to bring her home. Story about the things that matter most: your survival, your loved ones, and your record collection. I'm definitely on to check this out. There's several different covers. We have a Marcos Martin cover B, a Scotty Young cover C. That's pretty dope for Scotty Young. Brian Michael Bendis doing a cover, which I love this. That's super cool cover. And then there is actually a record. You can get a 7-inch record. They're going to do this with every issue. It includes a special cover and 2 songs from some of today's best indie and punk bands recorded especially for this project. So that's pretty cool. Those of you that are loving music and comics, love records, I think this is a cool and unique kind of way to do it. The D cover by Bendis is cool. What's the writer? Writer's doing. I mean, Zdarsky's always been one to do covers. Lately, of course, Donny Cates has been doing them, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen Brian Michael Bendis do a cover. I could be wrong. He probably has done one in the past, but that was pretty cool. But yeah, there's where music and comics collide right there. I did want to see, there's probably ratios on this if I'm remembering correctly. A 1 in 25 from Martin Simmons, looking creepy, which is what he's best at, creepy art. A 1 in 50 from Courtney Menard, which is kind of not as exciting. And then, 1 in 75 from Jenny Frizen, which is probably one of the better ones I've seen from her recently. And a 1 in 100 version of that. So, I think 45 was the record. Yeah. That is an insane group of covers there. We'll move into Dark Horse here. Black Hammer Reborn on to issue 5 of 12. Jeff Lemire, Malachi Ward, Matt Sheehan on art, and Caitlin Yarsky doing this cover here. We have a cover here by Malachi Ward and Matt Sheehan. Looking through here, we've got several different trade paperbacks or hardcovers in here. Jenny Zero was a really cool story. I'd recommend looking into that one. I heard really good things about Secret Land as well. I think Sith was reading that one. And Lady Baltimore, the Witch Queens, 5 of 5 here from Dark Horse. Stranger Things, Tomb of Yebwin, issue 2 of 4 here. Greg Pak writing this one. There is a Casper Wingard variant and a Pius Bach variant as well. And another one here, Sarmento. That will take us through Dark Horse. Let's see what you guys have been saying in here. I like it when an issue number ones have double, triple size issues. Makes it that much easier to get invested into a new story. I agree. I mean, we're looking at a whole new world to establish that world and make you want to continue reading in one issue of 20, 24 pages. That's hard. That is very hard to do. So coming out the gates with triple that, you have a better chance of building a world that people are going to stay and want to continue reading. Okay. 1 in 50s are going to be a connecting map. Wish it wasn't ratio priced. Yeah, for that, that's pretty cool. But I think, looking at the ratios, I'd prefer that have been a lower ratio or a regular cover, because it doesn't make me want to go for the ratio on that. Can only comic stores access the ratios that are available? No. So what I do is, if you look at the numbers here and how they end, 37, 38, 39, 40, and you can go to the end on the address for the website, add 1, that takes you to the next cover. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. It's tricky. Don't get to see them, but I add 1 each time, and it takes me to the next cover, next ratio. So comic shops can see that easier on their ordering side, but from our side, that's how we got to do it. If you look, when you get down to the comics and graphic novels section, Vault will often just display all of their ratios. So that's a unique thing there. Some of them will, some of them won't though. So that's like the cheat navigation in the previews catalog to find some of those covers, but it doesn't always work. I don't think, so like probably Spawn has a ratio too. But if you look, these numbers end in 262, 263, and then this one's 924. So it's a different area. So I would check both after the 263, which did not have it, and after the 294. I don't see it in either spot. But again, I don't know that means there's not a ratio there. The other place you can check is League of Comic Geeks. They tend to collect the covers pretty well. They miss some, but they get on it. People submit them. So that's another way to check. From IDW, we've got a couple things this week. G.I. Joe, we've got issue 287. I believe this is, Freddie Williams the second here, doing the cover A. Oops, not work. Cover B by Billy Penn, and a 1 in 10 by Megan Huang. Sonic the Hedgehog 46, continuing on here. There's a 30th anniversary celebration hardcover there as well. Yeah, you've been on the Stranger Things comics whole time. I honestly still haven't watched Stranger Things. Don't know why, just hasn't happened yet. Star Wars High Republic Adventures. We've got The Monsters of Temple Peak from Kevin Scott and Rachel Stott. Continuing on with issue number 3 here. I read issue number 1 and I really liked it. There's no ratios on this. I haven't picked up issue 2 yet. It's not on my pool. I've kind of been going back and reading those types of things when I get the chance. I mean, if you send me, I don't know how would you send it to me to watch since it's on Netflix. I will watch it eventually. What's up, Ross in the house? Panel surfing. What is going on? We have yet another version of The Last Ronin #1. We have a design archive with an $8.99 price tag. I think the regular version was $7.99 price tag. It's the never before seen behind the scenes artwork and design notes from The Last Ronin #2 and #3. So even though it's labeled #1, it's for #2 and #3. Okay. Transformers #36 here. We've got an Anna Malkova cover here. Written by Brian Ruckley and Anna Malkova on the interior art. We've got Red Powell doing the cover B here. And a 1 in 10 by Billy Montfort. That Transformer is looking excited or like he has to go to the bathroom. Not sure. Stranger Things swag. Oh, man. So we also have Transformers Beast Wars #9. 25, looks like it says 25 years of Beast Wars. We've got cover B for that from Priscilla Tramontano. And a 1 in 10 from Alex Milne. Taking us to the last piece here, we've got Transformers Shattered Glass #3 of 5 from Danny Lore, Guido Guidi, and Alex Milne doing the cover here. And a cover B from Fico Ocio. And there's a ratio here. Sarah Petre DeRocher. And Usagi Yojimbo #23 from Stan Sakai. Of course, we know we had the new character a few issues ago. And then a 1 in 10 from Ethan Young for that one. Taking us out of IDW to Marvel. And Marvel's going to be, we're probably going to be hanging out in Marvel for the next 20, 30 minutes because it's huge. Do Transformers poop? That is a good question. Do they eat? Is an oil change a physical? Yep. Never know. All about Usagi. Yeah. I've never gotten into it, but it's one of those things I feel like I probably would really enjoy if I read. The art looks pretty cool. The concept's pretty cool idea. So for Marvel, we've got Alien #8. That's a very interesting cover with the chickens. We've got a couple covers for this. We've got the face huggers going into full effect here. And we have an omnibus of volume 2 here, collecting a bunch of different Aliens titles throughout the years. Different covers for that as well. What's going on? Free energy in the house. What is going on? They eat Energon. They poop Energon, but they eat it. I mean, if they eat it, it's gotta come out somewhere. All right, let's keep moving. Amazing Fantasy is on to issue 4 of 5 from Kari Andrews. Looks like we've got Storm with Cap's shield riding a horse kind of thing. Looks like a horse, but more demonic. Teenage Spider-Man, World War II, Captain America, and Spy School Black Widow fight to survive their amazing fantasy. We got a cover B here, very white cover with Wolverine and Chains running for it. Yeah. Takes us over to Spider-Man issue 77. Kelly Thompson writing this issue, Sarah Pacelli on the art, and Arthur Adams doing the cover A. So this one comes out October 27th. You're going to see that number 78 is also on this, and it comes out November 3rd. Kelly Thompson, Sarah Pacelli, Arthur Adams. There is a Joe Jusko on issue 77, and I think a 1 in 25. Yep, by David Aja, right there. Pretty, like a retro cover looking thing. Pretty cool. There is a Liefeld Deadpool 30th anniversary variant there, and a Shalvey Miles 10th anniversary variant here, with them both with symbiotes on, it looks like. Let's see. I don't think there's a ratio on 78. There is not. But are they really doing this? There's a 78.BEY, so they're kind of doing like they did in the 50s, where there's other stuff, like a side story that goes along with it. Let's see. Sick Homage, I think you're talking about Amazing Fantasy there, with the Storm cover. Yeah, it was a pretty cool cover. I like it. Death Dealer Homage, yeah. Well, there you go. On Freaky Louie's Friday Night Live. Nice. Yeah. Freaky Louie's great dude. So everyone go check that out. Not just for the face reveal, but for Freaky Louie's show. So we've got this thrice monthly Amazing Spider-Man going on here now. And in addition to that, we got some landmark issues in the catalog. We have Avengers number 50, which is legacy number 750. Supersized extravaganza of Earth's mightiest action and surprises. Witness the jaw-dropping conclusion of World War She-Hulk. Learn the true purpose of the prehistoric Avengers. Uncover a shocking secret of Iron Inquisitor. Behold the most powerful collection of super psychopaths that any Earth has ever seen. Watch the Avengers recruit some shocking new members. Follow the Ghost Rider on a quest for vengeance across the multiverse that will spark an all-new era of an Avengers history. Plus, a bonus story featuring Thor by Christopher Rocio and Steve McNiven. So, Ed McGuinness doing the cover A here. You've got this cover, which I think is the one to definitely pick up here. That Carmen Nunez Canero cover with Scarlet Witch and Vision on it. We have a 750 cover, which is pretty cool. Stefano Caselli. We have a Infinity Saga Phase 1 variant here from Arthur Adams. There's a Deadpool variant as well. There's a gallery kind of cover here, Marcos Martin. Okay, so we have this one who's got the blue on the top and Doctor Doom in the middle with the Avengers heads around him, and then this McGuinness one, Doom facing the other way, kind of being more of a villain with these characters here. There's probably some ratios in here somewhere. I'm thinking it looks like number 33 is going to be a ratio. Yep. Steve McNiven variant there. Let's see what else we got going on. Ron Lim variant there. Lots of different covers for it, so you got your pick. Oh, let's see what else is going on here. Nobody's sleeping last night, it looks like. Last run design variant is for 2 and 3 because Director's Cut was the design variant for number 1. It's weird that then they changed, like, why would they not do a design director cut for 2, a director cut for 3? I guess it's better that they put them together than continue to charge $8, $9 for each issue. Kid Thanos, you never know. Yeah. Thanks, Ross. Yeah, everyone hit that like button. If you're here and listening, hit the button. Avengers Tech On, issue 4 of 6. Jim Zub, Chamba on the art. Ichi Shimizu doing this cover here. I actually been digging the Peach Momoko covers for these. I think her style works with this this kind of thing going on. But this is one, as always, Adam Hughes killing it on the cover art for Black Widow. We'll leave that up while I check out what's going on in the chat here. King on the toilet. Appreciate it. I appreciate the people not getting sleep and coming and hanging out to listen to me talk about comics. We have a Joe Jusko Marvel Masterpieces cover here with Black Widow on it. We have a poster for Captain America Iron Man #1, so that must be a new comic coming up. But of course, they don't show you the art, so why would you buy the poster without the art? Lots of hardcovers and omnibuses. And in here, we have Daredevil issue number 35. Chip Zdarsky writing and Marco Cicchetto on the art. Lockdown continuing. We've got a crazy fight going on between Elektra and Bullseye here. And this crazy Joe Jusko cover for this issue has Kingpin right there on the cover. That is a killer Kingpin cover. Taking us over to Darkhawk number 3 of 5. Ivan Coelho on the cover art. Kyle Higgins story. I did not read Darkhawk, but I thought I heard that the start of it was pretty freaking cool. Free Energy, yeah. Hughes killed that cover for Black Widow. I like the issue. I think it was issue 11 with the smoke coming out of the gun. Absolutely awesome. Elektra is still Daredevil. Yes. 10 issues later, everyone, all the haters that said this is going to be a one issue thing, they were wrong. 10 issues later, she is still Daredevil. This is probably a year later almost. She's still Daredevil. So all that issue 25 hype was maybe justified. Eventually, she won't be Daredevil. Something will happen, and Matt Murdock will get out of prison and go be Daredevil again. But yeah, for now, that's she's still there. Darkhold event is continuing with Darkhold Blade, the King of Death. Daniel Kibblesmith and Juan Ferreira with a Natasha Bustos variant here, which looks like almost looks like Blade's getting venomized, which is pretty sick on that cover. Let's see what else we got going on. A crazy Blade on a throne of vampires there. And taking us over to Deadpool. Well, just notice this, there is a ratio in here for this one. Miko Swayan doing this ratio variant. That's freaking cool. Over to Deadpool Black, Black, White, and Blood, whatever it is. 404. Of course, multiple writers, multiple artists. But I thought this Mike Allred cover is pretty cool. So let's keep moving down to The Death of Doctor Strange #1, getting a second print here. Jed McKay writing, Lee Garbett on the art. And The Death of Doctor Strange tie-in with Avengers, issue #1. Earth's weakest heroes. With Doctor Strange gone, the Avengers are the only ones who can stop a rampaging, juggernaut-like monster from wrecking all of Manhattan. But what does this mystical creature want, and how does the magic skeptical Iron Man hold the answer? That has another cover there from Chris Lee with Doctor Strange and Iron Man back to back. I don't know how significant this tie-in will be. Given Marvel's history of tie-ins, probably not significant, but you never know. Let's see. Mephisto is the... Wait, you didn't know Elektra was Mephisto, Wes? Mephisto already is Daredevil. Come on. Yeah, Daredevil. Well, so and then that's the thing is, it seems like they're saying it's going to end, but then it's going to continue. There's an event, I believe, that's going to happen with Kingpin. So I want to say, though, it's going to pick back up after that event. It's ending, but it's not. Something along those lines. It was a very confusing announcement. Eternals continuing with issue #7 from Kieran Gillen and Asad Ribic, with a Momoko variant that's pretty cool there, with Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet there. It looks more like an Infinity Glove, not so much a gauntlet in that. This is a new arc, a jumping on point. More Thanos. Excalibur's on to issue #25. Teeny Howard, Marcus Toe with a Mahmoud Azrar cover there. And another Momoko variant. Similar, I think she's done something similar to this style before. But that's still, I like that style there. I actually don't know if Zdarsky went to Substack. But even if he... I don't know. Yeah, probably the event will be... Something will happen. Matt will be completely out of prison, not going back. And we'll take back the mantle. But until that point, we still have Elektra as Daredevil. Yeah, it's a cool cover. But yeah, it's the Infinity Glove. That's what it looks like. Hellions is on to issue #17 here. Zeb Wells, Steven Segovia. I've heard great things about the Hellions storyline so far. There's a John Tyler Christopher action figure variant. And another big issue here coming from Marvel, Hulk #1. This one is not at the end of October. It's the start of November. We've got Donny Cates and Ryan Ottley starting their run on Hulk. So first big issue, Avengers 750/50. Hulk #1 here is our second one. Start of Mad Scientist Part 1 of 6. They are looking to the stars for the next era of Hulk because Donny Cates likes to take things to space. There's lots of covers here. I am not going to go into them all. This is an interesting one, though. This is Momoko. It's got a certain vibe to it that I'm trying to remember what this is reminding me of. but I actually kind of like that Momoko there. We'll show a Momoko in a moment here that I do not like. No, oh my god. Let's see. Okay, caught up on everything there. There are probably ratios in here. Let's see if I can find those. We'll look at those. Simone Bianchi is going to be a ratio, and Arthur Adams ratio variant. That looks like it could wrap around. May not. Okay. So those two are definitely in there as ratios. I'm not sure if we have any more besides that. That takes us to Inferno number 2 of 4. Jonathan Hickman's X-Men run ending here with this event. Stefano Caselli on the art and Jerome Opena doing that cover with Emma Frost. We have a Jeff DeCall Magneto variant here, which is stunning, as well as several Emma Frost covers. We got a Joe Jusko here. We have a Peach Momoko right there, which it's not bad. I like when she has the darker backgrounds. And one more from Oscar Vega here. King the Conqueror number 2 is getting a second print here with the Fantastic Four. Looks like Fighting Rama Tut version of him. Let's see. It looks kind of like a child's book, right? Like that Momoko on Hulk. That was the vibe I was getting. He might, and he's kind of set up, Venom in space. He seems to just like I'm gonna take my character and they're going to space. I don't know. And if Hulk ends up with a sword, then we know, he's continuing his desire to give his character swords. We got Marauders onto issue number 25, which is crazy. It's been going on this long. Gary Duggan, Phil Noto, and Russell Dodderman doing this cover here. Mirka Andolfo doing a variant cover for Marauders with Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde. That is an awesome cover. Joe Jusko doing a Bishop cover there and a Kitty Pryde variant there. Let's see what else we got in here. Miles Morales, number 32. Awesome cover by Taran Clark here with Miles's new suit. And we got Starling also. They're getting attacked by Taskmaster. Plus the return of Ironheart. I really like this cover, though. It definitely pops. I'm not a big fan of the new costume, but this cover makes it look pretty cool. Chris Anka doing that cover art there. Right, yeah, Mirka Andolfo on a Marvel cover. That's different, right? Definitely might want to check that out. Moon Knight number 3 is getting a second printing that had a first appearance in it, so that's probably why. Savage Avengers on to number 26. Star Wars on to number 18. Still part of the War of the Bounty Hunters. That should be wrapping up here. There's a Chris Sprouse variant here with the Rebels team, which is pretty cool. And we have a John Tyler Christopher action figure variant and a handbook variant, which again, the red cover where it looks like you could draw something on it, and a Carbonite cover, which is just a black and white of cover A. Star Wars Bounty Hunters is on to issue number 17, with this cover here featuring Thrawn and an Inquisitor. It's pretty cool, right there, and then a different background, but still same idea with the handbook variant. Chris Anka for sure. I think that has a potential to sell out. Absolutely. Yeah, the costume just I don't get why they felt the need to change it. I know he's trying to distinguish himself. Previously, he was trying to distinguish himself from the main Spider-Man, and maybe this was part of it. Finally coming back into the story. I don't know. But we've got Star Wars High Republic issue number 11 here. Also, it's a big Star Wars week. There's a Momoko Peach variant, which this looks like the ratio variant that she did several issues back for High Republic, with a different character there, though. And then we have several Strange Academy things here. We've got Strange Academy number 13, which I'm absolutely loving this story. In shops November 13th. They're having a night on the town in New Orleans. They go to tour the famous graveyard. So, Origin of Zoe. We're going to get that. We have Arthur Adams' character spotlight variant here. Don't know who we're going to be spotlighting. We have a cover that's just titled Unlucky 13 variant. It doesn't say who's doing the cover art, but I am in on that. And then this one coming out before that, October 27th. Strange Academy presents the death of Doctor Strange. It's going to be focused on Eric and Alvi and their mom, the Enchantress. So we'll see how that ties into the death of Doctor Strange. But there's also a Nico Henrikon variant with Enchantress on the cover, and a Peach Momoko variant with what looks like Venom in the background, chasing down several of our cast here. Love the cover. I don't get the significance, though. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Feel bad for the cosplayers with the Miles switch. Yeah. Right, I don't get, like, why have a baggy costume? That's something for your enemies to grab. Yes, some Strange Academy love it. We've got The Thing getting his own series, it looks like. Issue number 1, that is a Lee Bermejo variant for it, which that is probably the coolest Thing variant I have ever seen. Walter Mosley writing, Tom Riley on the art. Next big thing begins here. Renowned storyteller Walter Mosley brings his signature style to a sweeping saga of Yancey Street's favorite son that will range from the urban sprawl of the back alleys of Manhattan to the farthest reaches of the cosmos itself. A lonely evening and a chance encounter sends Ben Grimm embarking on a sojourn that will have him encountering and battling figures both old and new, featuring guest appearances from figures drawn from throughout the Marvel Universe, as well as precision artwork by Tom Riley. The next big thing will remind audiences why the Thing is one of the most popular, beloved characters in comic history. This is the cover A, which is almost has a Scotty Young vibe to it. It reminds me of the one where the Hulk's breaking through when he became the Immortal Hulk. Todd Knock headshot variant. And it looks like a cover hidden in here. Let's see. Superlog doing a variant. It's going to be a ratio Thing fighting Bengal Tiger. Let's see. Yeah. I I'm really digging this cover. And the implication here of him taking down Dr. Doom. So that's another, I didn't even know that was coming up. And then we have Venom issue number 1, another big one kicking off. Al Ewing and Ram V co-writing this story with Brian Hitch on the art. New epic, hot off the heels of Venom number 200 in Extreme Carnage. We're closing out 2021 with one of the most ambitious books in symbiote history, and all new Venom from some of comics' greatest talents. Marvel mainstay Al Ewing, who himself has just ended a character redefining run on Immortal Hulk, is joined by Ram V, a horror maestro all his own, to craft a mind-bending, gut-wrenching tale of symbiosis, the likes of which Marvel Universe has never seen. We haven't led you astray yet, have we? Yeah, well, yeah, kind of have. Trust is when you say you'll never seen a Venom like this. Is there's actually a video? There is a video. All right. I skipped through a little bit of that, but that was interesting. Yeah, they're gonna go variant crazy. This is the one that I don't. This is probably my least favorite Peach Momoko cover ever. He looks just like a blob that's evaporating, I guess. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, your pick of lots of awesome covers. Let's look in here for some variants. There's a version of the Peach Momoko, of course, because that made sense to go and put a version of the worst cover. Tadnok, Inhook Lee doing a cover there, which is pretty cool. After 21, I'm not seeing 22, so let's take a look. That's probably another ratio variant in there. Medina Hidden Gem variant, Paco Medina. Venom fishing in his Spidey underwear. That is a pretty funny cover, not gonna lie. Yeah. Oh gosh, nah. I don't hate it. I just don't like it. And so, you know, my motto: collect what you love. Not gonna pick it up. Del Otto doing a sick cover here. I feel like he's probably done this kind of cover before, though. And then Bacalo, Chris Bacalo. So yeah, you've got your pick of what you want. John Romita Jr. doing a variant as well. So you've got a pick of covers. Pick what you like. Winter Guard on to issue number 3 of 4 here. Tony Infante doing the cover art. Ryan Caddy and Jan Bazaldua, something like that. And Phil Noto doing a variant here. Last but not least, well, 2 more actually. X-Men Legends number 8. Omega Red story going on. And Trial of Magneto getting a second printing variant there. That's Marvel. I think I did it in less than 30 minutes. I want to say that might have been 20, 25. Let's move to Dynamite real quick. Barbarella onto issue number 4. Lots of covers. The Boys getting a platinum foil edition from Garth Ennis, Derek Robertson story, of course. $25 price tag though. So they have printed. I think they had their own issue come out, version of the issue 1 come out with Dynamite. But now they're doing a special limited edition version of it in platinum as well. Deja Thoris versus John Carter of Mars on to issue number 4 also. And Red Sonja, looks like special versions. Sonja Versal number 9. can't remember if we had the last of the Tony Fleece variants or not. Vengeance of Vampirella number 23 here. I think we must have had the last one last week. So that is Dynamite for you. Let's see. This is the yeah. I'm not the big fan of those. Let's see. Delato for to change the background color. Yeah, a red background Delato is actually a new thing. But yeah, not the black background he usually does. Let's move into Boom. But yeah, like I've said before with Marvel, if your shop orders from Penguin, those orders are due today. Or sorry, if they order through previews through Diamond, if they order through Penguin, it'll be due tomorrow. That's the big thing there for FOC with Marvel. With Boom here, we've got some reprints for Basilisk number 1, 2, and 3, getting third, and second prints. I'm assuming this cover is going to be similar to these with a different character. Could be wrong, but we'll take a closer look. It's Sharf doing these covers. Looks like we have a graphic novel here, Better Angels, Kate Warren adventure from Jeff Jensen and George Shull. And then Dark Blood is on to issue number 4 of 6 from Latoya Morgan, Moises Hidalgo, and then a cover by Valentin Delandro. We have a Junie Ba cover B, as we've had in the past on these. And I can't remember, was there a cover? No. So let's check out ratio variants on this one. 1 in 10 is a black and white of cover A. 1 in 25 is a John Boy Myers, hella crazy looking cover. That's pretty cool. And that's the last one. Yeah, that is always so much better. The color swaps are getting kind of old. Hopefully, with the production issues that are going on and the printing, the paper issues, that hopefully will curb publishers from doing so many reprints, but you never know. Have fun. Enjoy the movie. Hopefully it's better than what people are saying, or at least still enjoyable, even if it's not a good movie. Firefly on to issue number 33 with a Bengal cover A here. Greg Pak writing, Simona Di Gianfelice doing the art, Kai Carpenter on the cover B. There is a 1 in 10 black and white variant for the cover A. And Giuseppe Caminacoli cover D, 1 in 25 of the crew in the lineup. Series that I've really been loving from Matthew Ehrman and Stefano Simeone. We have Good Luck number 5, Jorge Corona doing the cover A, and a 1 in 25 variant from Miguel Mercado, which is just absolutely awesome looking. That is the end of the Good Luck series, so we'll get a nice conclusion. Wait a few months ago. Nice. That's the way to go. This $25 one, you're probably not going to find in the dollar bin later on, just because of its out the gate cost. But for those regular ones, yeah, absolutely. We've also got Once in Future number 21 here from Karen Gillan and Dan Mora. I'm almost caught up on Die, so this is the next one I am going to catch up on. Die has an ending finally at issue 20, so I will be able to spend some time catching up on this. John Boy Myers doing a 1 in 25 for this one as well, which is just phenomenal. I'm very glad that they've gotten John Boy Myers to start doing some covers for Boom, because his art is killer. Seven Secrets is getting a second volume trade paperback coming out. Highly recommend reading this series. Volume 1's already out. Volume 2 will be out on October 27th, and that collects 7 through 12. There's going to be a mini little break here before we get issue 13 of the series, but it's really good. So take this time to get those volumes and catch up on it because it's worth it. Al Ewing's series over here with Boom, We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 9. Simone DeMeo on the art and the cover. Just loving this space story here. Cover bees, as always, Tony Infante killing it on the art. And a 1 in 25 here by Jacob Rebelka. Honestly has a little bit of a Christian Ward vibe to it, which I'm digging. I think that's it. Yeah, no more than 1 in 25 there. All right. Whew. I'll take us into our final section here. Usually we're starting this section a little bit earlier, but before we get into that, I just remind you guys tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, Caroline and I will be doing an indie comics talk with Professor Comics at, I said 9 p.m. already, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll go probably into the time that Team Nerd Herd would usually be on, but they are not on tonight. They're taking a night off from the picks. So we're going to just be talking indie comics, some stuff that we liked reading this last week before, what we recommend for people to check out indie comics wise. And but we'll have our first guest on. Professor Comics will be our first guest for that. We're going to be looking to do more of these with guests and talking indie comics. We've got a couple people we're already thinking of inviting on, but we'll definitely be working through the people that we know love talking about indie comics, and we'll work on doing these shows more frequently. Not going to be on Sundays every time because we hang out with the Team Nerd Herd crew usually on Sunday nights, but we figured we'd kick it off on a night that we might have a gap in usual shows on, and we'd do that. So we'll head into this last section here. We've got some Absolute Comics group books here. Absolute Flipbook 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Amped. We've got something that I'm not liking that they're doing here is the Dynamic Forces books used to say DF first, and now they don't. So it's going to be wherever the actual title is showing up in here. So remember, Dynamic Forces, you never know when your shop's going to get the books. You never know what grade they're going to come back in, but they could come back good. And it is a cheap price to obtain a signed copy. These might not be graded ones, but there are some you'll see later. There's a Department of Truth one that Dynamic Forces has in here. So I always recommend caution with that because your shop won't even know when they're going to get it in. So that's keep us moving down here. We've got, where is it? We've got a Source Point Press book here, Boston Metaphysical Society, Ghosts and Demons one-shot. Madeline Holly Rosing and Gwen Tavares there. There's been other Boston Metaphysical Society books, so that's in that world. And from Source Point Press, so it's good to see Source Point Press more regularly on the FOC here. See you, Dave. We'll catch you in the chat somewhere this week. Have fun doing those chores. Don't leave us, Dave. Keep it moving to Campisi, number 3 from Aftershock Comics. James Patrick, also writer of Kaiju Score. Marco Locati on the art, and Fran Galan doing this cover. This has been a hell of a cool story. Lots of good humor just randomly thrown in too. And as always with each Campisi story, there's 24 pages with a cardstock cover. This one, a new one from Red 5 Comics, who I haven't seen pop up on FOC before, and which makes me sad because Verge, which just came out this last week, was a really cool story from Red 5. This is another one I think might be a pretty cool one. Ben Ferrari, Erica J. Heflin on the writing, Jim O'Reilly on art, and Elias Martin on the cover art. Fable, Gladius, Cherry Bomb, Dark Dove. No one has heard of these brave heroes yet, but they are the only thing standing between the citizens of New York and the unseen terrors that lurk all around them. A band of weaponized carrier pigeons. That's right, weaponized carrier pigeons. They soar the night sky looking for new threats and find their largest one yet when the Croc King comes climbing up out of the New York sewer. That just seems like a crazy thing. Thanks, Dave. See ya. I don't know if Campisi's 4 or 5 issues. Yeah, Verge was great. Absolutely great. And Red 5 is a very small publisher. I always like to give a spotlight to publishers who are doing some cool books that might not be getting the word out there. So this one, for me, for FOC this week, this is the one. Strangely, also the price tag is $3.95, saving 4 cents from everyone else, right? There is a cover B here by Jeff Johnson. Between them, I'm liking cover A a little bit more. Oops, there we go. And there is some previews pages in here. So you can see some of the interiors. Yeah, I'm digging this. This looks interesting. Just based off of the previous pages and the concept. All right. Yeah, so that's Carriers, issue number 1. Cassidy's Secret onto issue number 2. We don't have any cover art yet. This one from Clover Press. I got issue 1, really enjoyed it. Sad we don't have the cover art here, but this is essentially we have a superhero world kind of, and the most powerful superhero just suddenly dies, and he's an alien, and he is the reason that there is superpowers on Earth. He just by coming to Earth spread superpowers kind of radioactively almost. Imagine suits in the world of the boys. That is what they use as the tagline, and I think that's pretty accurate. So let's keep moving down here. There's a lot of books in here. This is my example of, I think, what... so this is signed, plus I think graded Dynamic Forces for Department of Truth, number 1, $64.99. It doesn't actually say graded. Usually that's their thing. I'd just be very leery with what condition the book's going to arrive in and when. It might not be for a year or two that book arrives, especially knowing that if it is getting graded, we're gonna have that issue. So there are some that say DF, but some of them are not showing up that way in here either. So just be on the lookout when you're looking through here. We've got one from Behemoth Comics that is super cool because if you've read volume 1 of this, you know this is a different format. It's like watching a VHS tape, but you're flipping through it. I love the format here. Marvin Rodriguez writing and drawing this one. This is super cool. In the late 90s, a program made its last tragic broadcast based on real cases. Found footage is a horror comic book like you've never seen. And I think that is perfectly accurate. We have a limited edition, like VHS style kind of covering there. And that'll take us over to one from Black Mask Comics, God Killer Spiderland number 1. Another part of the God Killer storyline here. The last one was 3 issues. I think this one's 3 issues as well. Halfpipe and Soledad gaze into the abyss. Things get intense. Don't say we didn't warn you. Mateo Pizzolo, Anna Muckracker, and Nen Chang on this incredibly beautiful cover. There is a cover B, which is just that one, which was a wraparound, but looks like pushed into not wraparound. And there's a cover C, which is an uncensored version of that cover. Ships in a partially black bag. So that's kind of a unique idea, a partial black bag. And then we've got the issue number 1, 4th print, cover A, and cover B by, it looks like Maria Lovett doing a cover B, 4th print. Issue number 2 of 3rd print, and issue number 3 of 2nd print. And these are going to be connecting variants there. This is from the God Killer Tomorrow's Ashes story versus God Killer Spiderland. Just to confuse you, we've got all these different things. And then there's a trade paperback volume 2 for God Killer, collecting issues 4 through 8 of the very first story arc. Just to confuse you a little bit. Nice. Have fun, free energy. Get some cool books at the LCS and have fun with Nick's Kicks and Comics. Let's see what else we've got. Great Gatsby's another one coming from Clover Press. So it's a Great Gatsby comic book, issue number 3 there. Titan Comics, we've got Gun Honey, number 1 of 4, getting a 3rd printing metallic ink variant. So this is the Hughes cover, getting a metallic ink variant on the 3rd print. From Valiant, we've got Harbinger. Wow, I can't talk today. Harbinger making a comeback here. A new era of Harbinger starts here. Several different covers, and we have a blank variant as well. From Vault, we've got Heavy issue number 8 from Max Bemis and Eric Donovan. That one with a cover B by Daniel, probably Tim Daniel. And then Source Point Press has Holliston Goes to Hell trade paperback. The Horizon video game comic continuing from Titan Comics with issue number 3 of this story arc. Let's see. See you, Ozzy. Enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully see you around. We also have from Vault, Human Remains number 1 getting a 2nd printing. I absolutely love this story. For me, it was my top read last week, followed by Verge. And so I'm going to pick up that 2nd print. I'm kind of staying away from the other 2nd prints when possible. Human Remains number 2 getting this cool cover here. Sally Cantorino, of course, the interior artist, doing the cover A. Like I said, really loved this horror story. For me, it felt like the crap. Now I'm forgetting the movie. I talked about it before of what it felt like. I'm blanking, but essentially you show emotion and these creatures just kind of appear out of a wormhole and kill you. So that level of psychological horror and actual violent creature killing someone horror is pretty cool. Ice Cold Kills one shot was on FOC last week, so it's probably one of the books affected, and they just put it on FOC again. We've got lots of different things in here. Looks like some animes and things. We've got Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, on to issue number 6 of 8 from AWA Upshot. We have Moths number 5 of 6 from AWA Upshot here. Such a cool, unique idea coming from this story. in their kind of superhero world. And here's one I think you probably don't want to miss because the first print sold very high and or sold out pretty quickly because it didn't have a high print run. But I heard really good things about this story, so I'm going to pick up the second printing now just so that I can get a look at the story. But yeah, a cool cover here featuring all the it's like a dark Neverland is the story premise from what I'm hearing. And there's the kids there on this plane. I'm definitely getting the second print because I'm going to check this story out. I'll probably read issue 1. If I like it, I'll get the trade paperback when it comes out for that, but it's a cool cover. Out of Body, last issue here from Peter Milligan and Inaki Miranda. Yeah. This has been a really fun, crazy story. Inaki Miranda's art has been awesome. I'm going to be sad to see this one end, but I think this is going to wrap up. It seems like it's on pace to wrap up nicely in the 5th issue. And so for me, that's very important that the pacing works out very well. Yeah, a dark Neverland with dark Peter Pan. A new one from Vault here, The Rush #1 from C. Spurrier and Nathan Gooden. This hungry earth reddens under snow-clad hills. The Rush. 1899 Yukon Territory, a frozen frontier bloodied and bruised by the last great gold rush, but in the lawless wastes to the north, something whispers in the hindbrains of men, drawing them into a blighted valley where giant spider tracks mark the snow and impossible guns roar in the night. To Brokoff, where gold and blood are mined alike, now stumbling towards its haunted forest comes a woman gripped not by greed, but the snarling rage of a mother in search of her child. A dark, lyrical delve into the horror and madness of the wild Yukon. I'm sold. We have a that is not what I clicked on. There we go. A cover B by Martin Simmons. Of course, his horror style is fantastic, and this showing how the acronym for the Rush comes out. 1 in 5 by Tim Daniel here, again showing that acronym and somebody riding one of those giant ass spiders. Matthias Bergara doing a 1 in 10. 1 in 25, Richard Pace variant here. And a 1 in 50 from Derek Robertson, which I really love this. I will not be able to get that because I'm not trying to get a 1 in 50 right now. There is a 1 in 100 foil of it too. Just super cool cover by Derek Robertson there. Maybe I can find it at a discount somewhere later on. Coming into the end here, I don't know if you're still watching, Joe, but we finally made it to Space Bastards. So if you're here, say hi. Space Bastards #9, Joe Aubrey, Eric Peterson with Derek Robertson again, of course, just talking about him on the art. This is the season 1 finale. No one has time to fuck around. Everyone's here. Got the whole gang together to stop Wayne Powers from destroying the Intergalactic Postal Service for good. But between Powers' muscle for hire and the shocking return of the unbeatable Manicorn, teleportation tech will be the least of anyone's worries. Strap in for the oversized finale featuring all-out action drawn by the boys Derek Robertson. So this is the end of season 1. I don't know what that's going to mean for issues for the moment, but I know that they were planning a future Kickstarter for some more hardcovers coming up. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this wraps up season 1 of Space Bastards, and hopefully get some cool new hardcovers here in the future. But yeah, this looks like an epic finale. Gotta end season 1 in a crazy freaking battle. Issue 8 set up a lot of cool things. The action in that was incredible, and yeah, don't have time to fuck around. Come on, should be reading Space Bastards if you're not. Also, here we've got from Ablaze, Space Pirate Captain Harlock onto issue number 5. Lots of covers for that one, including an Indiana Jones homage there. 3-in-1 epilogue by Humanoids early next year. Awesome. Yes. I think that is, there's a 4th person in there too. I think somebody else's show must have started and people went over and watched it. Between also trying to get Sunday stuff done. Star Wars Guardians of the Wills, the manga, also on FOC here. So if you're looking for that manga, which I think this is the one that was in the free comic book day issue, there you go. And this is one I got to shout out because I've been really digging the story, and the writer has shouted back out at my reviews, which I thought was pretty cool. Ryland Grant and his team here, Davi Leon Diaz and Iwan Joko Triono. Suicide Jockeys number 3 here from Source Point Press. Dire circumstances force the Suicide Jockeys, a poor, usually drunken, almost certainly mentally ill crew of monster-fighting, tank and aircraft piloting suckers, to partner with an old nemesis, a robot-wielding whack-job billionaire criminal. Oh yeah, and Ihi Dogen makes an appearance? Tokusatsu for the modern American action movie themed from screenwriter, Ringo Award-winning comic creator Ryland Grant. Yeah, oh yeah. Wait, so did it say... so already knowing that issue number 9 is going to be a week later, which honestly, that doesn't surprise me with what I'm hearing with the printing delays, paper shortages, labor shortages. It makes sense. That'll be a little bit later. So thanks, Joe, for dropping the knowledge and hanging out and listen to me talk about comics for however long I've been on. Hour and 43 minutes. But back to this Suicide Jockeys on our website, which the link down below, youpromisedmecomics.com. I've done some reviews for this. I did a review for Space Bastards number 8 as well. I think this is one to check out. It's a pretty fun story, and I can totally see this becoming a movie. It's like part Pacific Rim kind of thing going on, part like Voltron, I don't know, part a lot of things, but also maybe a little bit Die Hard, a little bit God, what's the I'm blanking. There's this movie where these like actors they were in this like Star Trek kind of movie, and then they are, doing cons. They're kind of washed up at that point, and that these aliens bring them back to their ship or whatever, and they have to become who their characters were and save them. I don't remember what that movie was, but I got that vibe too, because the one guy is kind of a washed up, showing up at cons, and he's not really the hero that he was fighting monsters, but something brings him back to action. It's a fun one. I think if you like Space Bastards, you're probably gonna like Suicide Jockeys. And there's a Top Gun homage cover here, cover B. So if you're into homages, there you go. Keeping it moving here. I think there's not too much more. I got to shout out Turbo Kid, Apple's Lost Adventure, number 2 of 2. This is from the original writers and directors of the first movie. And the storyboard artist, I believe, is our artist here, Jake Dion. Absolutely loved issue number 1. The art style in this was really cool. And if you haven't gone and watched the movie Turbo Kid, you really should, and then read this comic because it's pretty cool. There's going to be a second movie. They're doing a video game. It's becoming like a whole enterprise. There's a cover B here by Samuel Lee Turner. Really like that. Is the concept artist for the original movie. And who do we got here for cover C? Tim Both. And I'm thinking, so Wasted Space is one I want to get on. Michael Morecki is the writer of Barbaric, and he said that Wasted Space has that barbaric style humor. It's just it's a sci-fi story. So this is volume 4 trade paperback. I think the last issue of that came out recently. So I want to go back and read those volumes. We got a lot of Wayward Sons and White Widow in here as well. White Widow on to issue number 11. The Winchester Mystery House from Source Point Press here. Joshua Warner, Dustin Irvin. New one from Source Point Press, a 3-issue miniseries. And a cover B by Ryan Quackenbush, which that is a fun name and a fun cover. That's it. That wraps that up pretty nicely. Sith always appears with different accounts across everything. It's got to bring in an account I haven't seen yet, though. But yeah, for those of you that are still watching or catching this on the rewind tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be live again. Caroline will be with me, and we will have Professor Comics with us to talk about indie comics. So we're gonna get schooled tonight by the professor. Probably, hopefully not too schooled, but talking about our favorite indie comics that we're reading right now, things that recently came out. Probably in an hour, maybe a little bit longer for the show. No Team Nerd Herd tonight, from my understanding, and that's why we're doing this tonight. I think we're starting a little bit earlier than Team Nerd Herd usually does, though, to work with our guest time. But go check that out with us tonight. Also, we're getting close to 900 subscribers, so let me check. 886. So we're getting close. Let everyone know to come check us out. Hit the subscribe button. We are working again to line up new interviews, new guests to have on. So we'll work. Hopefully, in the next 2-3 weeks, we'll have our next guest on. But we'll also be headed to Baltimore Comic-Con in about 3 weeks. So hopefully we meet some people there that we can get on that otherwise are harder to contact. And we'll have business cards and stickers and things that hopefully that works to make some connections. And yeah, we'll see what we can do there. And be cool if we could hit 1,000 by Baltimore. That's going to be a challenge to do, but that would be pretty cool to be able to say that by the time we're out there at a con trying to do interviews. But that's it. Have a good Sunday. Hopefully I see some of you guys tonight. And go check out Just a Rican and His Comics has an interview with some creators from AWA Upshot for an upcoming book on his channel in about 9 minutes. So go check that out. His link's down below in the comments or in the description section. And I'll Catch you later. As always, collect what you love.